Hello, everyone. This is Harrison Danai reaching out to you from the lakefront of Lake Victoria in Entebbe, Uganda. It's just amazing to see such a vast expanse of water, nature. It's just been raining and it's a beautiful sight, beautiful atmosphere. Nice, clean, fresh breeze blowing. It's a really great chance to, connect with nature. And I've just been looking at the clouds up in the sky, and it's just so amazing how nature works, how the whole ecosystem works. Everything is so organized. Everything is so deliberate. Nature is so deliberate. Creation is so deliberate in the way in which the whole system functions and how different components contribute to that functioning that we call life as we know it. It can't be a mistake. There's gotta be something behind that, some force, some power behind how deliberate nature is and how the universe functions, how the water evaporates, condenses in the clouds, comes back as rain at a particular time, a particular season, leading to particular things. It's not something really that we can fight. Of course, a lot of our actions are trying to disrupt or disrupting that system, that organized, deliberate system. But to a greater extent, it still holds. It still holds so easily. So my point is, there's gotta be some force behind this. I was going to say someone or somebody is behind this, but I think that's an understatement. When we say somebody, we're thinking of a person or people. But this looks huger than any person's plan or imagination. There's gotta be some supernatural force behind this, and I would love to connect with that supernatural force. I'd like to connect with that supernatural power. I think it's my desire in life, because my own life is quite chaotic. Not even close to how nature is organized. The other time I was in the plane at the airport. I think that was the Zambia Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. And as we were, on the runway, as the plane was preparing to take off, starts moving a bit slowly, going to that open space where it then, accelerates and takes off into the air. And I looked out my window and I saw a couple of guinea fowls just roaming around the airport, on the runway. No person would ever dare to play around that area, unless you are authorized, you're trained, you know, you're part of the staff and you know what to do in that place. But these little birds were basically carefree. They couldn't care less about being where they were. They didn't even think about the danger, and that just showed me some authority that nature still has over mankind's organized system. They don't fear it. They feel that the universe is theirs, the world is theirs. They belong. They they have a rightful ownership status. They're comfortable to be anywhere they want to be at any time without any fear, intimidation, or hesitation. I was really inspired by that, and looking at how bold nature is. And then I, come back to stories of mankind. The Bible talks about the creation story and humankind having dominion over all creatures and life. But when I look at life in reality, I don't see that. We don't have that dominion. Well, there are a few people like Kevin Richardson who can play with lions, have them as pets. I wonder how they do it. It's absolutely amazing. But there are very few people whom I've seen walking in dominion over nature. What happened if that story is true? Or maybe that story isn't true. Is there an alternative story? I'd like to know. Is there? But, being raised in a Christian background, all the values and beliefs that I've been raised in, they confirm the hunger and desire and belief that I have that there's a supernatural power behind all this, and there's a big discrepancy behind how we stand as humans in the world. Our own lives are very chaotic, our relationships very chaotic, not organized. We don't live and walk with any boldness. We cringe to situations, circumstances that affect particular outcomes in our lives, be it failure in a certain area, be it poverty. But I'm just wondering, just imagining, is it that we have that power, but we've relinquished it by our mindset, by our mentality, by our belief? After having this conversation with myself, I might challenge myself to live more boldly, have a more positive mentality, to believe more in the authority and dominion I have over the universe and basically anything, and consider myself unstoppable. I wonder what that would result in. From what I've read and what I heard, I think that would have tremendous results. I think that would have an astounding effect around how I experience and enjoy life in general. But sometimes I'm just not bold enough to take the first step, and sometimes when I do and I'm intimidated by something, I revert to the position and standpoint of fear and weakness. Life really basically seems like a race where I'm lagging behind in some way for some reason, because I have a certain measure of assessing myself, and I feel like I'm so behind and I'm just chaotic, trying to grab this time, grab that, so I can catch up in life, be it with my peers, family, friends, relatives, society. Basically, in trying to keep up with the trends, I lose that stability, that calmness, that peace that the guinea fowls had in the runway. I wonder. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to just stand away from the internet, away from noise and distraction. Just, in the company of the waves and the wind and the clouds, the sky and the air. Calmness. Calmness. Thanks, guys.